Welcome to Trophy Club, and welcome to the Trophy Club Town Council meeting. It is 7 o'clock. It is July the 28th, 2025, and we have a quorum. I'm not sure. I'm thinking that Stacy will be coming on Zoom. You can see her up there in the corner. So would you please stand, and we will have invocation by Reverend Bill Easton. Thank you.
Let us join together in prayer. Gracious and eternal God, we gather this evening in gratitude for the opportunity to serve this community and to seek common good through our work. As we begin this meeting, we pause to center our hearts in your presence, asking for wisdom, humility, and grace. We are thankful for those who serve and lead our community and are thankful for our first responders who watch over and protect us, often making difficult sacrifices to serve those of our community, often going without thanks. God, we give you thanks for them. By its very nature, this town council reflects a diverse group of people who hold different opinions, deeply held beliefs, varying political ideologies, and at times contrasting worldviews. We very well may be deeply divided on agenda items this evening. Remind us that the many things that divides us pales in comparison with what unites us as citizens of this wonderful community. Remind us that you are present with us. Guide this town council with clarity of purpose. Let our deliberations be thoughtful, our speech be respectful, and our actions reflect your call to love our neighbor as ourselves. May we treat one another with civility, love, and grace. May the decisions made here tonight uplift the lives of our residents, especially those who are vulnerable or in need. Remind us, O God, that true leadership is rooted in service. Empower us to lead with compassion and seek unity even amidst our differences. May our work reflect the values of our community, equity, and dignity for all. Remind us this evening of your love and your grace, reflected in each and every one of us as we strive to do no harm, to do good, and to stay in love with you. Let those principles guide us as we labor together for the well-being of this wonderful town, as we continue to be a beacon of hope and light in our often struggling world. This we pray in your holy and precious name. Amen.
Thank you.
Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. And we have do you have any public speakers, Tammy?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
The first speaker is Donna Kawasaki.
My name is Donna Kawasaki, and I'm a resident at 9 Edgemere Drive. Over the past 28 months, I have had my life assets stolen. And in the previous council meeting, I requested the leadership of the town to rightfully return those assets. And the specific action that I'm requesting over the past 28 months, whenever the town police and federal agents didn't have the expertise, I went and found the expertise. I have been rewarded by the 28 months of work, and I have been offered $3.7 billion. In order to receive the $3.7 billion, I have to pay $3.4 million to the entities who have worked to recover the assets, as well as coordination with the various law enforcement, government entities. The request of the Town of Trophy Club is to be the payment handler and facilitator of the various agencies, and I am willing to pay $1 million to the city. The reason why I'm being rewarded, I am the inventor of the new technology that is in the Apple EarPod 2. That is proven I met with 4 top global law firms prior to Apple filing the patent. So, my request to the Town of Trophy Club is to be the payment handler to coordinate with the various entities that are required for a safe receipt. I'm asking for that because of the previous theft that I experienced.
Thank you, Donna. Are there others?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Sean Nelson.
Mayor, Council. Sean Nelson, 267 Oak Hill Drive. I would also like to pray for the council and all the Trophy Club citizens. 2 verses to keep in mind as I pray. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and I will forgive their sin and will heal their land. 2 Chronicles 7:14. And even more importantly, given our current strife, when the godly are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked are in power, they groan. Proverbs 29:2. Heavenly Father, we ask that you provide wisdom, courage, and righteousness to prevail in this meeting and throughout their business, also in our schools and our city. Lord, we ask for your protection over the mayor, the city council, and their families. We ask you to provide them wisdom and discernment as they make representative decisions for the citizens. We ask for your blessings for our great city, our school officials, our families and businesses, and especially for our children. Father of the universe, we beseech you to bless and help the great state of Texas and the United States of America. Lastly, I pray for honor to return to the council, that the wicked resign and the righteous prevail, so that they can lead Trophy Club with wisdom, truth, honesty, and integrity. We ask all these things in the blessed and mighty name of your one and only Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Next, we have Jennifer Olson.
Hi, Jennifer Olson, 340 Inverness Drive. I encourage people that are watching on Zoom and that are in this room that you will continue to watch this meeting throughout the end of all the agenda items. We have a very important agenda item, number 5, that I will be participating in, and I'll be providing a lot of information. I want to make sure that the council's aware that many of us from this community that have absolutely nothing to do with Stacy Bauer, who is our council member, who is currently indicted for a theft of funds just below $150,000 from 2 youth programs, have been pulled into this criminal matter, and we were just served subpoenas outside in the lobby as we came in to speak on this matter. Stacy unfortunately has decided to put herself on mute and to zoom in because she did not have the privilege to see what we had to say to her face. And I hope everyone here will listen to what we have to say on agenda item 5. Thank you.
Next, Danny Mayer. Savannah Harris.
Good evening. I'm Savannah Harris. I live at 2737 Broadway Drive, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak tonight. I'm not someone who typically involves myself in town politics, but this is bigger than politics. It's about accountability and protecting the integrity of this community. I once considered Stacy Bauer a friend. We served together on the board of Bobcat Youth Football and Cheer. That's what makes this so difficult and so important to say. While serving alongside her, I discovered cash withdrawals and purchases unrelated to the organization. Local businesses suffered too. Vendors and service providers weren't being paid. I brought these issues forward because I believed it was the right thing to do. The damage didn't stop at Bobcat Youth Football. Bobcat Youth Track was also impacted. Both programs, which exist solely to serve the children of this community, suffered financially and reputationally. Volunteers left, trust was broken, and the burden of recovery fell on the shoulders of those who remained to clean up the mess. Since then, I've received legal threats from Stacy in an attempt to silence me. And while I'm willing to publicly speak, many others are not. Current and former board members, as well as local business owners, have been deeply affected, but they remain quiet, either out of fear of retaliation or because court agreements prevent them from speaking. After a thorough investigation, she has been formally charged with a felony related to theft from these organizations. That charge was not made lightly. Stacy is entitled to her day in court, but justice takes time. In the meantime, she continues to serve in an official capacity, a position she could potentially use to her advantage. Every day she remains in this position sends the wrong message, that leadership can be separated from integrity, and that accountability can wait. We owe it to our kids, our volunteers, and our residents to hold ourselves and our leaders to a higher standard. The voters of Trophy Club are watching. They're depending on you to lead with courage, to protect the values this town stands for, and to do the right thing even when it's hard. I urge you to vote in favor of the resolution of no confidence. It's time for this town to move forward with leaders we can trust. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, you have Tiffany Niffus.
Tiffany Nymphius, 214 Fresh Meadow Drive. I'm not here to actually talk about Stacy Bauer's legal woes, although albeit that alone is enough for a vote of no confidence. I'm here to speak directly to her as a council member. She has not shown the courage, accountability, or presence that we expect from our elected leaders. Prior to her arrest warrant on May 9th, she was quick to show up when the cameras were rolling at ribbon cuttings, luncheons, and town events. She wanted to be seen when it was convenient, when it helped her image, or when it didn't require facing hard questions. But now, when our town needs accountability at the most, she hides. She was not present at the council meetings on May 27th, June 18th, June 23rd, and conveniently came in late after citizen presentations on July 14th. That is not a scheduling issue. That is a choice rooted in cowardice. And now she zooms in, distant and disengaged, with little sign she's even paying attention. These patterns, public grandstanding when it benefits her and withdrawal when accountability is required, are not just disappointing. They're consistent with behavior in a habitual narcissist, seeking the spotlight, avoiding criticism, and refusing responsibility. It's not leadership, it's hiding. This town deserves representatives who show up, who face the public with integrity, and who lead even when it's hard. Ms. Bauer's absence from the work that actually matters, public meetings, policy decisions, and community accountability, speaks volumes. For these reasons, I urge the council to take appropriate action and formally remove her. Our town deserves better.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have no one left.
Thank you. Okay, we have the great privilege of pinning some new fire department participants. Where's mine? As mayor, there are many things that I do over the years, and one of the favorite things is swearing in our officers, our first responders. I could go down the list, but this is one of my favorites, so happy to have you stand, Chris.
Thank you, ma'am. So good evening, Madam Mayor and Council. And first, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us here tonight for a very special occasion, the badge pinning ceremony for two exceptional professionals who have recently joined our ranks at the Trophy Club Fire Department. I'd like to invite firefighter paramedics Josh Baker and Justin Wynn and their special guests to come to the front of the dais. So pinning Justin tonight is his girlfriend Elizabeth, and pinning Josh tonight is his wife Anna. This is a personal moment that reflects the shared sacrifice and support that families provide to those who wear the uniform. Elizabeth and Anna, thank you for being here and for supporting these men. Could you do me a favor real quick? Just look at Josh, look at Justin, and just say, you look great. There you go. Okay. So Josh and Justin are not new to emergency services. Both men bring with them experiences and skill, having served in other departments with distinction. What is new, however, is their commitment to serve the residents of Trophy Club. And tonight, we recognize the commitment through the symbolic act of badge pinning, a tradition that honors their duty, integrity, and the bond of trust between firefighter and community. Before we do the badge pinning, you have to take an oath. Madam Mayor?
I, please state your name, I,
Put your hands up, please.
thank you, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the state of Texas. Do you remember all? Support and defend the Constitution of the United States and of the state of Texas. And the charter and ordinances of the town of Trophy Club. And I will faithfully perform the duties of the office of firefighter and paramedic to which I have been appointed and upon which I am about to enter. So help me God. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you.
So Josh and Justin, tonight you receive your badges, symbols not just of your training, but as a symbol of your dedication to serve and protect the people of Trophy Club. And while the general public may not have an understanding of what firefighter paramedics do for their community, the reality is that most will never fully comprehend the challenges you face, nor the difficult situations you'll be exposed to. What you do is often unseen and at times unappreciated by those outside of our field. But we, your colleagues, and this community see the sacrifices you'll make, the emotional tolls you'll bear, and the hours you dedicate to ensuring that every person in Trophy Club is safe and well cared for. On behalf of the entire town of Trophy Club, I want to thank you both for choosing to serve here and for the strength you bring to our team. Congratulations, and God bless you. Thank you.
Oh, there's my card.
Squeeze in there with you, brother.
Okay, would the council like to say something to our new firefighters? Josh and Justin, would y'all like to look around? Maybe the council would like to say something to you.
You're welcome. We're glad to have you guys.
There you go.
Welcome again. And
Yeah,
as I
thank you.
already said individually when we first met you, glad to have you with us. Look forward to having you here many years.
I agree with the mayor when she said this is one of her favorite nights of the year. I echo that. It's just an honor and a privilege. Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank y'all.
Okay, we'd like to go on to the next item, which is the community spotlight. And so, council, you have anything you'd like to comment on?
Mayor, I just wanted to make a quick correction. Earlier, it was said agenda item number 5 is at issue. On our agenda, it's agenda item number 10. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Stacy, you want to say anything? Can she hear? Yeah. Would you like to say something, Stacy?
Good.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else?
I'll just jump in real quick because we wrapped up our series of budget subcommittee meetings this week. Councilman Flynn, Sheridan, and myself. We'll hear the first little bit of that tonight, I guess, since we have the CCPD budget coming up. But once again, just wanted to extend a big thanks to the other members of the subcommittee for the work that goes into that, but even more so our staff. We have a fantastic financial staff, and each year it gets a little smoother and a little more easy to deal with, and we appreciate the work that you guys do, Brandon and April and everybody else. Thank y'all.
I'll second that.
He seconds that.
Don't forget, we had our.
Don't forget the respectful.
You have to hear.
And this guy over here at the end.
Go right ahead. Jeff, you want to say something?
Yes, don't forget, we had the retreat on Friday where we
Yeah.
reviewed how Brandon has managed to keep the town on track for the plans that we laid in place, and we reaffirmed that.
Okay, good. Thank you. Steve, did you want to say something?
Nope, good, thank you.
Good. Everybody good? Well, then I'm going to highlight something that we actually talked about in our workshop on Friday, and that is the need and the value and the want of communicating with our community. And it doesn't lie just within a few people, it lies within all of Trophy Club. And so I wanted to call your attention to the Town Weekly again. This is just one page, and I encourage you to set your phone to TC Alert every Friday afternoon. By 3 o'clock, you will have an alert that tells you about the new weekly, it's not monthly, it's not quarterly, it's weekly newsletter. And I tell you, actually, around our area, this is unique. It's not all towns have something like this. I cannot express that enough to you. And I'm going to give you an example of the value of this newsletter. I was looking at Facebook the other day, and I came across a comment that somebody was concerned about the new fence that's going up in the dog park. Well, I looked at it, and I thought, well, I don't know what's happening. And nor did, and I wasn't going to find out, but I saw, well, I wonder what that is. It was not a couple hours later, I saw my Friday afternoon weekly report. Lo and behold, second page, park projects, right there, Chase, correct? And so I went back and I thought, I gotta find this Facebook page. So I scurried through, found it, made a comment, gave him the link. It's just an example of how transparent our town is, how every department is working very, very hard to push information out to you for your availability and for your use. And I just urge you, ask your neighbor, get your children to see this, because there are a lot of pictures in here. Each department reports in every week, and our friend Jill Lynn makes it all happen. So give Jill Lynn a hand because it is beautiful. And then, again, we're looking for ways to communicate. Oh, by the way, if you do receive this newsletter, I encourage you to share it with your Facebook pages. That's how we're going to get it into the community, is through you, to shove it out there into the community. So thank you for your help. We appreciate it. And then the second piece, I oftentimes will highlight the Trophy Club neighbors. They love me for this, but I'm telling you something. This is another great resource to stay in touch with what is happening in Trophy Club. And again, we're trying to take this article that's given to us by the magazine, so we're able to talk about Trophy Club with, with their support, with a partnership. And this last month, does anyone remember what the article was about? Anybody? Oh, I'm going to tell you, it was about cross guards. So if you read it, again, it's an opportunity to know what is going on in our town. And the more you know, the more you share, the happier we are. So thank you for listening to me. You will hear me always talk about communicate, communicate, communicate. Keep it open, keep it transparent, and keep it going so that, and by the way, it's a great way to do what Ryland did, is to encourage the staff to keep on keeping on. Thank you very much. That's my message. Your turn.
All right, good evening. Just in jumping onto the bandwagon a little bit for celebrating some of our staff, I do want to also recognize April and our finance team for all that they do. They do a fantastic job, as well as Jill and our communications department. They are fantastic, and they do a great job keeping everyone informed. Also want to thank our community development director, Matt, and our parks director, Chase. This morning, there were some concerns with some of the dog fence stuff going up on it, and within a couple of hours, they were right on top of it and made sure that everything was resolved with our neighbors there. So I just want to thank them for their dedicated effort in watching over our town. Couple things to make you aware. First of all, as part of Parks and Recreation Month, bring your furry friend to the dog park and get a delicious treat for them and you, right, on July 30th, and that event is called Pupsicles. The event is held at Freedom Dog Park at 7 p.m. Again, on July 30th, at Freedom Dog Park, 7 p.m., come to the Pupsicles event. On August 4th, we'll be holding a resident input session on assisted living facilities and group homes, and that'll be here in the council chambers, and that'll be at 7 p.m. So August 4th, resident input meeting for assisted living facilities and group homes. Upcoming boards and commission meetings. On July 29th, we have our Ethics Commission meeting. That's tomorrow night at 6 p.m. On August 11th, we have our Town Council work session at 6 p.m. and a regular meeting at 7. We do have a work session planned for our next council meeting. On August 14th, the Trophy Club Council for Arts and Culture will be meeting at 6 p.m. And also on August 14th, just after that meeting at 6:30, will be our Planning and Zoning Commission, and they'll be meeting that evening as well. On August 18th, Parks and Recreation Board will not be having their regular meeting. Instead, they'll be having a joint work session with the council as we discuss the bids that will be coming in for our pool project, and that will be on August 25th at 6 p.m. instead. So the normal meeting for the Parks and Recreation Board will be substituted with a joint work session with the Town Council on August 25th at 6 p.m. here in council chambers. Let's see, as a reminder, as the school year gets closer, the Trophy Club Community Pool will shift to weekend-only hours, and that will be starting on August 9th. Okay, I can't believe the summer is already over. It's getting so close. The pool will be open on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. through Labor Day. Okay, so beginning August 9th, we go to weekends only, all the way through Labor Day. Let's see, Breakfast with Tiffany will be on August 18th, 9 to 10 a.m. at the Tom Thumb Starbucks. Meet the Bobcats at Byron Nelson High School will be going on Friday, August 8th at 5 p.m. And that will be taking place, I believe, inside the gymnasium there. Mm-hmm. There's an annual community pep rally also that evening at 7 p.m. And then for everyone looking to save a buck or two, the sales tax holiday for back-to-school shopping is on August 8th through the 10th. So get your credit cards out, spend a little bit of money, and save some on the way.
Thank you.
And that's it.
We have a quick civic tip, please.
So I thought it'd be helpful for everyone to understand how the technology requirement works for video conferencing meetings, since you do have one council member that is video conferencing, and you could have more than that, but you could never have less than a quorum physically present here at the council. So you might have one or two, maybe even 3 council members that could do video conferencing, but as long as a quorum is here, you could still have the meeting. So this is from the Town Council Policy Manual for the Town Council meetings. The technology used must ensure two-way audio and video communication, enabling all participants to be audible and visible to each other and to the public during sessions of the meeting. So the standards that are set by the Department of Information Resources. And I don't know if anyone knew that Texas has a Department of Information Resources. And they've produced a manual and set minimum standards for holding video conference meetings. And if you look at the very back of your agenda, there's also a public notice that's required. It's the very second to last paragraph there, and it's all in bold. And that gives you the section under Texas law. It's 551.127 that allows for video conferencing.
Thank you, Dean. Consent agenda, please.
This part of the agenda consists of non-controversial or housekeeping items required by law. Items may be removed from consent by any council member by making such a request prior to the motion and vote.
Is there a motion to approve? Steve?
Yeah, Mayor, I move that we approve consent agenda items 3, 4, and 5.
Second.
Jeff seconds. All those in favor, raise your hand. All those opposed? Motion passes. We'll go to item number 6, please.
Number 6. They didn't say 6.
Oh, they didn't do 4, 5.
What?
You're right.
Are we all right?
Yeah, we're good.
Ryan keeps,
I got you. You're good.
You thought he got it?
Ryan's my buddy up here. So are you going to read it?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Item 6, consider a development agreement between the Town of Trophy Club and Foxwood LLC for the Milson's Point Estates and authorizing the mayor or her designee to execute same on behalf of the town.
Okay, we will go into a public hearing. It's 7:31. Where's Matt? You want to speak?
This isn't a public hearing.
Oh, gosh.
Sorry, it was pulled from consent.
Wait, actually,
Oh,
Or no,
It
it was,
messed up the order.
okay, I'm very sorry, thank you.
wait, that's number 8. Item 6 is the Hutchins item.
I have
Yeah.
6.
Yeah,
6.
I
Item
did.
I have a public
I mean,
hearing.
I don't have the right agenda then.
We're on number 6. Yeah, item 6, you're good.
You want me to read it?
Take it away.
Yeah, the item.
I would consider a development agreement between the town.
No.
You approved consent items 3 through 5.
Right.
Right.
This
Correct,
says
yeah, so
item
we're on-
6 is PD,
AMD
PD, Hutchins
25002.
Barbecue.
That's what I have. Hutchins.
Yeah.
Mike, could you be quiet?
I'll go ahead. I'll just,
Somebody
is it
flip
cool
a
if I just
coin
read
and
the
let's,
agenda? I've got it.
just
Tammy,
pick
I'll
out
take
what
it.
we want.
Or do you have it?
We have item 6 consent for the development agreement.
Correct,
Okay.
yeah.
Our president, this is hilarious that this had to happen when there's so many people here.
Yes.
But you can see it doesn't bother us. We can deal
No.
with it.
We're gonna
The
figure this
PowerPoint slide is incorrect.
Okay, but so is this that we're looking at.
Well, it says Hutchins BBQ.
I'm
conduct a public
online and
hearing.
I've got item 6 as Hutchins as well.
You're right, the online version has Hutchins, well, let's go ahead and follow the online version
Okay.
For this. The online, I'm not sure how that happened, to be honest with you.
That's
Neither-
okay.
We'll-
You
we'll
don't, you
figure out how
don't,
it renumbered
you know
itself.
what?
This is,
Agenda item
My
number
apologies.
6
We pre-
is,
yep.
and that's why I was looking at the paper copy in here, I was confused a second ago. All right, so item number 6 is the Hutchins BBQ PD amendment. All right, I'm just gonna give the order for everything else so we
Okay,
know what's
good,
coming
thank
up.
you. Okay.
Item number 7 is conducting the public hearing and considering the fiscal year 2026 Crime Control Prevention District budget. Item number 8 is the considering the development agreement between the Town of Trophy Club and
That's what I
Foxwood
have.
LLC for the
Yep.
Milson's
Okay.
Point Estates.
Yep.
Okay,
That's what we have.
That's number 8 on the agenda. Number 9 is going to be the consider approval of the Town of Trophy Club Tourism Incentive Program. And then number 10 is the resolution of no confidence.
That's what we have.
There we
Right.
go.
We're good.
So
My
that's the order
apologies.
for tonight.
That's-
So we're going to be on item number
Remember,
6 right now.
Item 6, public hearing.
Thank you.
remember, we prayed for grace.
It's all ever good, the
there
story
you
about
go.
the sausage being made.
So there you go.
goodness.
So,
You are correct.
okay, do I start again with
Yes, please.
it's 7:33, and I'll open this to a public hearing, please, Matt.
Ironically, both of them were mine anyways. so
Okay,
it didn't
there you
matter.
go, bud. Go for it.
Okay. Hutchins BBQ. So the PD 25, it was originally adopted back in 2002. It's about 16 acres, more commonly known, that this whole area is Townwood Center, or Trophywood Center. Over the years, the PD has been amended to accommodate unique development needs of the different users. If you recall, a few years ago, when Hutchins came to town, we had a amendment for their site plan. It included outside storage containers, walk-in cooler, exterior modifications, the infamous smokestacks, and then signage. Hutchins BBQ has requested another PD amendment to allow for enclosing their exterior. They've got a outdoor patio. They'd like to enclose that, air condition, and have that. Okay, so just a little under 900 square feet. The existing horizontal fencing, there's wood fencing on the outside. That's going to be removed and then replaced with 12-foot split face CMU, that's the concrete. Standing seam, metal roof, and the area will be accessed. We've already seen the plan, so of course, access from the interior to get to it. And then they're also gonna have a door that leads to the exterior. We've got a couple pictures just from the outside that you can kind of see what they're doing. So the site, they do have limited parking, as y'all know, and additional parking is required to satisfy this agreement. Back in August, they entered a shared parking agreement with Holiday Inn to use 12 parking spaces for a term of 230 months. Trophy Club does require parking to be located on-site, so this proposed PD amendment will allow off-site parking to meet the requirements. We've got listed, I'm not going to go through all of this, but the original PD, they required a handful of different items for every time that you had an amendment. Really, the focus is on the very first one, final detailed site plan and elevations. So that's what's being amended. 2 through 7, there's no changes from their request. The town attorney has reviewed the ordinance as to form and legality. I'm going to mention this on page 4 of that ordinance. We've got on there, it says 8 parking spaces, and it needs to be 12. So and that's the only, everything else is perfect. For notice of public hearing was distributed as required by the town of Trophy Club and our ordinance and state law. We've got from our planning and zoning chair, Commissioner Biggs is here to give a report from our meeting on July 10th. And then also Mr. Wes Hutchins is also here if y'all have any other questions throughout the evening.
Okay.
So, this time I'll turn it over to Mr. Biggs.
Mayor, Council. Now, Mayor, I'm sure one of the other things you like so much are P and Z reports.
I do.
Besides
But I
pennies.
love fried okra.
Well, this is a pretty straightforward amendment. We had a lot of discussion about it, and nobody had any real major issues with it during our term. The things that came up later on in the discussion had to do with people moving, oh, you took the slide down, okay, from the off-site parking across the street as it relates to crosswalks perhaps, and things like that, and pedestrian traffic and maybe crosswalks, and also a comment about lighting at night. My guess is right now people come from that hotel across there all the time anyway, but that was not part of this amendment. I just want to let you know those are things that came up in some of the discussions. So other than that, there was really no other negative comments, and it passed unanimously, and we had 5 of the 6 members there.
Okay, good.
Any questions?
We can't speak yet. We're still in, we cannot
Oh,
speak
he's
till we
right.
close.
We're still in the public. I always do that, don't I?
That's okay, Mike.
I do
but-
that.
but I do
Well,
wanna
you did it
s-
earlier too, a couple times too.
Follow the leader.
Right.
I do thank you for being here and supporting your board.
Also, we commended them on their Father's Day sales.
Oh, really?
People were out the door and around the corner. They were
They
very
always-
blessed, I think is what they said for that. They're doing a really good job there, though.
We know that, yes,
A good neighbor to have.
yes. I've
Thank
learned the way to do it is to order and then go pick it up. So, thank you. Anybody else want to speak? Would you like to speak? We're still in public hearing. Does he want to speak? Okay, then,
Oh, no, if I had anything to say, no, we're honored to be in the town, we love it here. Little, like the back.
would you please come to the podium?
Like some of the issues we've been having is, no, we're thrilled to be here.
State your name and address.
Oh, my name. I'm Wes Hutchins, from Hutchins BBQ. My home address is 6304 Avalon Woods Drive, McKinney, Texas. Anyway, yeah, we're thrilled to be here. It's been a great 2 years. Some of the issues we've had with this parking and stuff, we didn't know it was gonna be this busy. It really took off, on sales, so we're real thrilled about that. Just honored to be here. So now we're just trying to get that dining room, it's approved and stuff, so that's all good. But some of this in the back that George talking about trying to clean up, that's what we keep trying to do with the growth. It's been kind of hectic, so we're just letting y'all know we're doing the best we can, and we're honored to be here, and we enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. 7:40, I'm closing the public hearing. I would like to say thank you for partnering with our businesses to facilitate parking that it's going to facilitate you. Thank you for working with them. Does anybody have anything to say, talk about, ask questions? Dennis? Nada?
On page 37
Thank you.
of our agenda, where, and it just, as Mike referred it to, it was just a conversation piece over lighting and parking and street crosswalks. I don't think that's appropriate at this time for this issue. There's no reason to saddle Hutchins with that type of thing. It will come up when we develop the 2 acres. That's currently where the
Yeah.
parking, where the gravel parking is. Other than that, I'm for it. Thank you.
Okay,
I'd make a motion to approve PD-AMD-25002, an ordinance amending planned amendment development District 25 to allow for a dining room expansion and off-site parking at 3000 State Highway 114, also known as Hutchins BBQ.
Is there a second?
With the amended parking, right? 8 or 12 instead of 8?
Oh, because we amended it here in line, yes, per Mr. Cox's amendment from 8 to 12 spaces.
Yes.
Okay. Is there a second?
A second.
Dennis, seconds. All those in favor, raise your hand. All those opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
Item 7, conduct a public hearing and consider approval of the fiscal year 2025-26 Crime Control and Prevention District budget.
7:41, we'll go into a public hearing, please. Thank you, Patrick. Chief, thank you.
Mayor, council, CCPD board members, residents of the town, thank you. Tonight, I'm here to present the board-approved CCPD budget for FY year 2026. The CCPD Crime Control Board, Crime Control Prevention District Board, gets 1/4 of the 2-cent sales tax that come to the town. So this money is used to support safety programs for the town. One of our biggest programs is our school program. So let me just make sure I go the right way as our budget here. But one of our biggest programs is the school safety program. This funding not only provides for the Crime Initiatives Prevention Program, but it provides tools and resources to the SROs, provides training for the officers and the SROs, and other things that we utilize in and around all of our schools. So that's one of the major components for the CCPD. As you can see here, we get a lot of tips off the tip line, so that helps us pretty good. So the other things that it does is help with all of our other programs. Golf cart safety inspections, we don't require golf carts to be inspected, but we have people come in because if you get a sticker from us, you're allowed to go into Roanoke using our sticker to cross over and visit over there and come back and reciprocate with them. We do identity theft training. This year, we've already did our first class at the Activity Center. We had 17 people attend that class. We'll be doing another one in September. Home security inspection, we just had our officer trained. Our old officer that was doing that program retired. So we have a new officer now. She's trained and up to speed. So we'll be initiating those activities where the officer will go out and inspect your home and do other safety tips for you on your home. Our Citizen on Patrol program is a big part of this funded program. We have 16 active volunteers, hopefully going to 17 or 18 here real soon. And so far this year, they've already added 418 hours of service to the department and the town. National Night Out's a big night supported. We had 9 events last year, 9 communities involved in that program. And then we have other programs, youth programs, other training programs, things like that for us. So some of the things that we presented to the board this year, we had a workshop, and then we had two budget meetings before we passed this budget. Some of the things that we discussed and are moving forward is the deployment of some new drone technology. The police department currently doesn't have drones. A lot of people around us do, but this will add another capability to the town. Some of the things that this drone does, not only does it give us an eye in the sky type deal, if we have special events during, like 4th of July would have been perfect. We have seen those in the past out there, people using their own. But what this does was allow us to have an eye in the sky type view. And with artificial intelligence, it counts the number of people, it counts the number of cars in a parking lot. It tells us all kind of neat stuff. It'll track those types of activities. So if we're following the parade, it'll help track the parade for us. Neat things like that. It has day-night capability. It has thermal imaging. So if something happens at night, it has a spotlight on it, so it can light up an area for us. Has the capability of flying for almost 45 to 50 minutes, depending on the use and the wind, before it has to land. So that type of capability. We are adding a special sight to our weapons, so that's also being funded this year outside of the normal operating budget. The drone's an enhancement to the budget. Next is a red dot sight for the police officers' weapons to enhance their accuracy and safety. The third biggest thing is we talked about the fund balance for the CCPD, which is pretty high. It's almost 300,000, almost, I forget the exact number, what the percentage of other is, but it's almost like 70% of the budget. So we recommended to the board that we should be using down some of this funding to keep it down to about 30%. And so they came up with the recommendation. I talked to the town manager, Mr. Wright. We came up with a solution. And one of those things is to help us maintain our staffing levels. So the idea is to hire a police officer. Start out with a cadet, put somebody in the academy. It takes 6 months to go through the police academy, and then 4 or 5 months to go through training. So almost a full year it takes to bring an officer up to speed from new hire. So with this extra funding will allow us to stay as full as possible. We were full for a few months the first time in years. So this will help us try to stay as close to full as possible. So that was one of the biggest add-ons this year. So with the current budget, we have enough funding to make sure everything happens and stay feasible for the future years.
We're still in, so does anyone else want to speak? We have 3 board members here.
Actually,
Would
we
you
have
like to
4.
introduce your board member?
Yeah.
Oh, there are 4.
Yeah, Chief Leo
Introduce your board.
Daniels, Mark Rattels, Chris Hawsey, and Royce Labor.
Why don't you guys stand up so everybody know who you are? You're this very important board in our town. Thank you for your service. Yeah.
Anybody want to, Mark, want to say anything, or? Good. Okay.
Okay, 7:47, we'll close the public hearing. And does the council have any
I have a
comment?
couple questions.
Thank you.
What kind of training program are we going to have for the officers on this drone?
Each officer that signs up to go through the program will go through an FAA training course. They will all be licensed by the FAA, and the town's going to do a FAA certification for the overall program. So, yep, and then everybody will be trained on our new policy.
Will there be like an annual recertification?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, good. And then just curious, is that drone made in USA?
Yes, it is,
Okay.
actually, yep.
So I assume the tech support's in the USA also?
Yep, absolutely.
All right, and the software updates come from the USA?
Yes.
All right,
Yeah, and that's why we picked this particular model.
good choice. Thank you, thank you.
Okay, other comments?
Yeah, Chief, as we go down this path of drones, right, it's all kind of new to us, I guess my thought is not only training, but what can these drones do from a public standpoint? What can't they do? I mean, you gave some great examples of 4th of July and some other things, but I'm sure there's going to be folks that are going to have privacy concerns, you know?
Yep.
Is this going to fly over my backyard? And so how does the current laws play into the training and what else?
Right. So it's not a surveillance piece of equipment. It's a search and rescue type thing. So if somebody's missing or lost, or if we're looking for somebody, we would deploy the drone. So let's say at night, somebody's trying to break into a car or a house and they take off running before the police get there. We launch the drone, we can try to search for them. So it records video, it's recorded on an SD card on the drone itself. So it would fly wherever we think it needs to fly, utilizing the thermal imager. So if somebody ran quickly from where we were and we were able to pick that out, the thermal imager would most probably help us tell us which direction they went. And so we could track that using the day and night camera and hopefully locate them. If not, we would bring the drone back and redeploy it somewhere else. But to your question, it's not a surveillance drone, so we're not going to be looking in people's yards or at their houses. And then at the end of the day, if the mission doesn't have any solution or there's no resolution to that, the video would be deleted. But if we find video and we track somebody and we found them and arrested them, that video would then become evidence. So that part of that video would be put into a case file, just like any other police video. So we're not going to save any data. There's not going to be any recorded data to go back and look at if it wasn't used as evidence. So, and in the state of Texas, if you were to use a surveillance drone, you'd have to get a search warrant for somebody's property. So if you were to try to look in somebody's backyard, you have to have a search warrant signed by a judge. So does that help?
Yep, that's, thank you.
All right, other questions? Comment? Yes, Dennis.
I asked earlier, and there is a use policy that's going to be developed so that on how you would use it, not use it. For example, you just mentioned privacy, needing a warrant in certain circumstances, very similar to what you already do. If you're chasing a criminal, you don't.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, but there will be a use policy developed.
Yes, sir. Yeah, actually, we're developing it. We don't have it in place yet because we don't have the drones, but we're building our policy. And we're taking the best of all the other policies we're reviewing to put together ours. It will be like a little mini aviation program, and the drone won't deploy without a supervisor approving its use.
Thank you.
So, yes, sir.
Other questions? We have a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have,
Second.
all those in favor, raise your hand. All those opposed?
Thank you.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Item 8, consider a development agreement between the Town of Trophy Club and Foxwood LLC for the Milson's Point Estates and authorizing the town manager to execute the same on behalf of the town.
All right, good evening, Mayor and Council. Again, I'm going to preface that this is not the first time. We probably have 4 or 5 more of meetings that you're going to be hearing about this. And so you'll see here in just a second. So Foxwood LLC, they provided a development agreement for proposed residential development encompassing approximately 14.795 acres. This item includes a development agreement for basically 3 things. 1, to provide municipal services for an ETJ property that will be annexed into town corporate limits. 2, will be acknowledging a petition for voluntary annexation of 3.182 acres, parcel in the town's ETJ. And then lastly, support for a request to rezone 2 parcels into an amended PD, which is PD 27. And this will help just create like a unified residential project. I'm going to skip down a couple of slides because I think this is going to be more beneficial. So Foxwood LLC, they intend to develop a residential subdivision on approximately 14.75 acres. It's currently divided into 3 parcels. So the reason that I said you're going to be seeing us quite a few times is we're going to have to piece these 3 things together as to one. So first of all, the yellow area that's one of the old gas well sites. So it was a former gas well site. I'm sorry, that orange is the gas well site. The yellow area will be the annexed. For years, it's been the Shanklin property. And then, of course, all the rest of the green area, that's the 9.473 acres that's currently already zoned PD 27. So future development proposals are going to include, go back up, a petition for voluntary annexation. So this will, August 11th, the next council meeting, we'll be bringing that from Foxwood. Coordination with our town attorney. Also a rezoning request to reclassify the R15 and ETJ parcels to PD 27. And then finally amending PD 27 to incorporate those 3 parcels. So all in all 3 parcels platted as one. The annexation for the ETJ parcel is required to bring it under town jurisdiction and zoning control. Also, we will be coordinating with the Trophy Club, the MUD, because they also have to annex and then also incorporate that into their boundaries as well. The development agreement has been drafted by the town attorney. Thank you, Dean. It does outline mutual obligations of both parties. The town will provide municipal services just like we do everyone else, police, fire, solid waste, and then, of course, during construction infrastructure oversight. The developer will all be responsible for all site improvements, including demo of the existing home that's in that ETJ parcel. So things in the future. P&Z Commission, they'll be reviewing the PD 27 amendment, final zoning, final design, reviewing, recommending preliminary plats and final plats. If y'all have any questions, again, this is just the very first step of multiple steps that will be coming. We do have a representative from Milson's Point here as well, and then I'm here if you have any other questions. Of course, I already mentioned, but town attorney has reviewed the development agreement as to form and legality, and staff does recommend approving this agreement.
Would you like to speak for your, I would like to tell the audience that the developer is Greg Fox, and he is a resident in Trophy Club. And so he's contributing to the wealth of our town, and we're so excited about it.
Foxwood.
It's Foxwood.
So Greg Fox and Kyle Wood.
Okay, thank you.
Foxwood.
Brothers, yes, thank you. Yeah, but we're very excited about it. He's a developer around the area, and this can be a very nice development. Would you like to say anything? You want to sell right now, is your opportunity. Come on up. I mean, I would love.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. We're thrilled to be able to, I'm sorry, my name is Kurt DeBose with Pentavilla. My address is actually 1900 West Kirkwood Boulevard, which is right around the corner. I think you guys know where that's at. We're very excited about the potential of this. This is the very beginning stages, so we got a lot of work to do here between staff and ourselves and you guys. But we're very excited about the potential. I do believe that this is going to be in kind with the culture and the excellence of Trophy Club. I'm very excited about this opportunity coming into Trophy Club, and I can tell you personally, we're looking forward to really putting together some beautiful, beautiful homes for this neighborhood.
That's going to be really nice. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's very exciting. Thank you. Any other comments? Okay, is there a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the item. Have the town manager execute.
I'll second.
Okay, second. All those in favor, raise your hand. All those opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. We are now at number 9.
Item 9, consider approval of the Town of Trophy Club Tourism Incentive Program to support hotel-based tourism and economic growth.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tonight, I'd like to request consideration and approval of the Town of Trophy Club Tourism Incentive Program, or TIP program, which is aimed to support our hotel-based tourism in Trophy Club. The Tourism Incentive Program is part of our broader Explore Trophy Club initiative. The goal is simple: to drive more overnight stays and tourism activity by partnering with our local hotels. The program offers structured reimbursement for qualified tourism-related expenses, funded entirely out of our hotel occupancy tax revenue. It's designed to align with the Texas Tax Code 351 and ensure that we're putting hot funds to work in a way that directly supports tourism in Trophy Club. We're aiming to boost hotel occupancy by encouraging group events and travel activity. At the same time, we're strengthening our collaboration with our hotels through a formal, transparent structure that supports shared success. Tip funds can be used for 3 primary types of expenses. First, a per room night rebate for groups like sports teams or family reunions. Second, marketing incentives, things like welcome receptions, transportation, or dining cards to enhance the guest experience in our Trophy Club businesses. And third, reimbursement for directional wayfinding signage, especially those approved through TxDOT's highway signage program. Each eligible hotel can request up to $20,000 per year for rebates and marketing. On top of that, they can receive up to $5,000 for signage, reimbursed at 75% of the actual cost. That brings the total potential to $25,000 per hotel annually. Of course, to qualify, hotels must be current on all local tax obligations, including hot, sales, and property tax. To participate, hotels must submit a completed reimbursement form with all necessary backup documentation. We'll also require attendance at an annual executive tourism meeting, which will be held between July and September. The program will be administered by the Tourism Program Coordinator, which currently falls under Communication and Marketing. This role handles hotel outreach, application review, and coordination with the Finance Department. The town manager
bigger.
I'm actually, I did notice that.
I'll send these to you. The town manager retains final authority over approvals, disputes, and interpretations.
I like it. Good job.
The program is funded through hot revenues. Last year, those revenues totaled just over $1 million. Upon approval, next year's budget would allocate $100,000 towards this program. All reimbursements will come directly from hot funds, and any unused allocations will roll back into the hot fund balance at the year's end. Oops. With your approval this evening, we'll finalize the policy and forms and notify eligible hotels. We'll also begin scheduling the executive tourism meeting. Hotels will then be able to submit for reimbursement starting in the new fiscal year. And with that, I'm happy to take any questions or feedback from you.
Any questions? Steve? Oh, I'm sorry, Steve raised his hand.
So, Jill, I think you've heard me say this in previous meetings when we talked about this. This is great the idea is to draw people into Trophy Club, right? And support the hotels to do that. But I really want to figure out a way, if they can, to partner with local businesses. We have a lot of great restaurants here, somehow, some way to try to get them to partner up. So not only are we drawing people staying in the hotel, but to go and eat in our restaurants. So to the extent that we can do that.
Yeah, and that would be maybe under the marketing incentives, they could do dining cards. So they would work out with the restaurants in the community, some sort of rebate program with them, and then that could funnel through the program, and they could get a rebate from the town.
You want to say something?
Yep. So I'm going to just divide this into 2 pieces. The first one, the signage that we're going to put on the roads, right? So we got 5 hotels in Trophy Club. We're looking at potentially $25,000 a year, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we want to do, of course, is leverage signage of walk-in traffic, increase visibility. So one of the things I did, I took a look at the booking behavior of what goes on in hotels. 70 to 80% of all bookings are done online or apps. So before they come anywhere near Trophy Club, they've already chosen where they're going to stay for the night. So that leaves 20 to 30% for walk-ins, okay? When you take a look at our local hotel room inventory, we have 580 nights available per night in the town of Trophy Club, right? So basically, we'll do 75% in the middle between 70 and 80, which comes to 435 rooms per night would be booked via app, which leaves us 145 rooms. Based upon people's booking behavior and the trend where more and more people are booking online, I just struggle with the signage. I'd rather see more of that money go towards restaurants like Steve just mentioned in town. I just don't see any value in the signage, okay?
If I could say
Yes,
something
ma'am.
to that. As we've been going through this process with this policy, we've reached out to our hotel partners, and that was actually a request from one of our hoteliers that has 2 properties in town. They historically have seen value in it at other properties elsewhere, and so they have made the request already, and that's kind of why we tried to fold it into the policy itself.
Understand. So I just want to share industry data with everybody. And tagging in on the dining cards, which I think are a fantastic idea. I think, and correct me if I'm right, a former councilman brought this up back around 2013 about the dining cards, getting people to eat in our town. So I'm all for that. If there's a way where we can have better control over that, where I would rather see that $100,000 a year instead of going towards 100% to the hotel and they have control of it. I'd rather see something to the effect of putting more of that money where we can manage the program better and put it into our restaurants, and then come up with basically a hybrid program. So I'd be open to rebating the hotels their hot tax that we would charge them as a discount for groups of 5 or more. If we gave, on groups 5 or more, if you gave each one, let's say a $25 dining card, and it listed breakfast, lunch, and dinner and Trophy Club, and they spent it, I know that $125 is going to go into those restaurants. So that's just, my thoughts on that in regards to that.
Okay, where are you in communicating and working with the hotels, though? This is the program you've presented to them, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
So what you're suggesting, Gary, is different from what she's already presented.
Well, and it could be something we discussed during our executive tourism meeting with them, which we'll be pulling them in. And we gave them the draft of the policy as it started. We took their feedback and incorporated it in. And so I believe we have one of our hoteliers here this evening. So I think that they've all been great, and so far they've liked everything, how it's set up, but we can definitely talk about and see how we can figure that out.
Perfect.
I just would rather see that as much money as we can go into the local restaurants, because they've made it clear they need more business. And so, that money, is a big incentive.
Okay, thank you. Other comments?
Yeah, I would just like to make sure for everyone's edification, Jill, if you could explain just at a high level, especially since we actually have a crowd tonight, when you referred to the limitations of the tax code. Because basically, we collect a lot of hotel occupancy tax, and we struggle to find legal ways to spend it because it is limited. So could you kind of give some examples of in what ways, though, that fund is able to be spent according to state law?
Well, there's a Texas two-step, first of all. So before you can spend any money, the first question is, will this go back and drive heads and beds? And so if you can't get past that first question, generally the expense is null. So heads and beds is the target. And then the Texas Tax Code 351, there's, I'm going to say 8 categories, but there might be a couple more. I don't have it with me. But examples are, for signage, wayfinding signage, directional signage in the community, advertising for the community.
Conference space.
Conference space, thank you.
Is one of them. You can do art programs, you can do cultural programs.
But even there's a cap on the art programs as well. So it's very,
you can do sports facilities if you have a certain level of tourism related to national, statewide sporting events. We don't meet that threshold on that part of it, so that one's not eligible to us. So our categories that we can actually approve on this one is relatively thin when it comes to what some other places might have that might have a little bit more tourism or convention space that we do not have here currently. So.
Okay, other comments?
Brandon, to follow up on that, you say that we don't have any venues that we could generate that would qualify. At one time, when I initially came on council, we looked at making some upgrades to the ballparks so that we could handle some major national. How far away, or have things changed? Are we too far away to do that? Is it something we should incorporate into the master plan for parks?
We are a ways away from the standard to be able to use it to upgrade sporting facilities with that. So I don't know the exact numbers off the top of my head. I'd have to go back and look at them. But I know that we are a number away from those standards on it. So we just don't have that many state or national or things like that, or regional.
We have to have 10 a year, right?
That might be right. Off the top of my head,
I think it's 10 a year to qualify.
yeah, and it has to generate a certain amount of money from the sporting event itself, I
Trackable,
believe.
yep.
Yeah, it has to result in so many heads and beds and things like that for it as well. Yeah.
Mayor?
Yes.
Okay. I support this. I support what Jill's doing. I like what Gary's saying. I think there's sufficient money to do this program as we've seen it. By the way, I like highway signage. And then I go online and register.
You still have a MAPSCO?
What's a map scope?
Yeah,
I have a regular map.
I'm gonna get
I
you
got
one
an
for
atlas.
Christmas. Those are
It's
collector's
called-
items.
It's called an atlas. But anyway, I like what Jill's doing, and I like what you've said, but there's enough money in this fund to present this, to do this, and then expand it as it develops and matures.
Sure.
Yeah, well, one of the things that we will find out during the first year of this is whether or not, how the $20,000 per hotel is used in the reimbursable category. For, as of right now, we're just selecting that number. We're kind of seeing where numbers come in. For that, if we're getting in reimbursements and they're out of money halfway through the year, we can take a look at kind of more specialized programs to help kind of tailor some of those things to it. But I think primarily we want to make sure to be careful here that our primary focus with the program is to drive heads and beds with hotels, and that is to provide them the flexibility that they need to be able to make the decisions that result in more heads and beds for the hotels.
What kind of financial audits are we going to put in place on the money?
So there will be lots of tracks and things like that need to be done to be able to justify those spendings. So receipts, things like that, we'll be tracking that all through our finance department and communications as well.
Well, and if I could just add, I think it's important, we've struggled historically to find an effective use for this money. And I think that it seems like what we're trying to do here, hopefully, is starting where we can maximize the engagement from our local hotel operators, because honestly, they're the ones that are going to have to be active in implementing things when the rubber meets the road. So I sense what you guys just said, which is that we start here, we get feedback from the hotel operators, we see how things go, and then we check back in. Like I said, there's no shortage of, unlike every other conversation we have up here where we're splitting a dime, this one is more like, let's see what we can do. So, thank you, Jill.
Well, would we like to hear from a hotel owner back there? Would you like to speak? I mean, hey, you're representing the
Little
business.
advertising, tell us what
That's
hotels.
right. This is your opportunity.
Hi, my name is Raj Chudasama. I'm representing 2 hotels in Trophy Club. I didn't prepare anything.
That's okay.
The hotels are Aloft by Marriott and the Hampton by Hilton. So I guess
Is
you
this
guys
a
could ask me
program that
questions.
you're interested in? I mean,
Yeah, this is a program that, some of our other hotels in Plano, Irving, some other cities around DFW have similar programs.
Okay.
And so this is something that we work with Jill and Brandon on. And just trying, like you guys said, we're trying to figure out ways, because the main thing, it's not like we want the 20,000, we want to put, like Jill said, heads in beds. And that generates, traffic at the restaurants, whatever it is that they could spend in Trophy Club. And we want to draw people from, it's so fragmented in this part of town. So we want to draw them from South Lake, from Roanoke, and show them why it's better to stay in Trophy Club.
Excellent. Well, it is better.
Yeah. So this will help us accomplish that.
That's great. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'd encourage you to keep bringing forward the best practices, because you're closer to it than any of us.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, is there a motion, please?
Mayor, I say we should approve the Town of Trophy Club Tourism Incentive Package as presented.
I'll second.
And Roland seconds. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Those opposed? We have one opposed, Tammy, Gary Ash. Okay, thank you. Okay.
Item 10.
Motion passes.
Item 10, consider resolution of the Town Council of the Town of Trophy Club, Texas, finding that the Town Council has no confidence in Council Member Place 1 Stacy Bauer, and I do have public comment cards for this item.
Okay, I'm going to open it with reading a comment, and then we will invite public comments, at which time we will close those comments, and then the council will make their comments, and then we will hear from also Stacy Bauer and call for a motion. So I'm going to open it by saying that on July the 1st, 2025, Councilmember Stacy Bauer received a letter from the mayor pro temp, and which I'm going to read to you, the public. Dear Council Member Bauer, we are aware of the recent felony theft charge brought against you as publicly reported in the state of Texas versus Stacy Renee Bauer, case number 525-1815-158 in the 158th Judicial District Court. This serious criminal matter has generated considerable public attention and concern within our community. While we fully acknowledge that you're entitled to due process and the presumption of innocence under the law, we believe that your continued service on the town council under these circumstances presents a significant distraction to the important work of the town. More critically, it raises questions regarding the public's confidence in the integrity and effectiveness of our elected leadership. As fellow council members, we have a shared responsibility to uphold the public trust and maintain the confidence of the residents we serve. After careful consideration, we are writing to express our concern in our official capacities as mayor and mayor pro tem regarding your ability to fulfill the duties of your office in light of these criminal charges. Although the council has no legal authority to compel your resignation based on criminal charges alone, we strongly urge you to consider stepping down from your position. Doing so would be a constructive step toward minimizing disruption to town business and preserving the credibility of the town council as a whole. We feel the necessity to address the matter in a public way, transparently, with the community. Accordingly, as the mayor and mayor pro tem, we will be requesting an agenda item at an upcoming town council meeting to publicly discuss and consider the adoption of a resolution of no confidence in your continued service. This is not a decision taken lightly, but we feel that it reflects the gravity of the situation and our belief in the town council's broader obligation to the town of Trophy Club and its citizens. As always, you will be provided an opportunity to respond to the agenda item and any public comments during the meeting should you choose to do so. We sincerely hope you will reflect on the implications of these events and consider tendering your resignation for the progress of Trophy Club. Sincerely, Jeanette Tiffany, Mayor, and Ryland Rowe, Mayor Pro Tem. Before we move on, I want to remind you that a vote of no confidence indicates a level of support among this council for Stacy Bauer serving as Trophy Club Council member. At that, we will open this to public comments, and Tammy will call upon you if you have submitted a card. Thank you.
Your first speaker is Chuck Kelly.
Hi there. My name is Chuck Kelly. I've been a resident of Trophy Club for 14 years, 2617 Trophy Club Drive. I have a 15-year-old son at Byron, 13-year-old daughter at Medellin, both participated in their younger days in Bobcat Youth Football, Bobcat Youth Cheer. That's important because during that time was when I met Stacy Bauer and saw all the hours of hard work, dedication, and everything she put forth for the kids, including mine. Kind of important. No surprise to me that she's helped accomplish so much as a council member under some hard circumstances. I won't spend time listing everything. Everybody knows what she's done. She's been a tremendous asset to the community. But based on all the disparaging comments that have come, and I'm sure more are about to come here, I'm going to stand here as a fan of Stacy, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I'm going to say what the others won't say out loud, and I want you to hear it. This discussion, the allegations made against Ms. Bauer have all been driven by the same group of loud, contentious ne'er-do-wells and wannabes in our community that want to impose their wishes on others, and we know exactly who they are. Tonight, I want to ask the council to focus on facts only, because this is a time where you have to have a cool head. You got to put away the torches and pitchforks, and you got to let things play out. Any indiscretions Ms. Bauer has been alleged to have committed, and the reason this agenda item even exists is all driven by that aforementioned group, which quite probably is looking to protect one or more of its own and could possibly even have support from some sitting before us. Now, here's a fact. In civil court, some charges were found baseless. Those same things that she's charged with in criminal court now were found baseless. The case was tossed, and it will almost certainly happen again because the same set of allegations were presented at the criminal court level. So the big question that every Trophy Club resident, everybody in this town should be asking right now, why is the town council having a vote of no confidence tonight, even being involved in this matter at all, when Ms. Bauer has not been found guilty of anything illegal, immoral, or otherwise detrimental to our town? Unless, of course, there are someone or someones in our town government who might be politically motivated to ask Ms. Bauer because she doesn't share the same political views. Now, that's a reasonable possibility. I think we can all agree on that. So I urge you, again, to use professional business decorum, let the facts play out before anything is done, because any adverse action against Ms. Bauer cannot be undone if she, and she probably will be, again found innocent of all wrongdoing. So it's better to stand in unison with your fellow council member and not those keyboard warriors who are not council members, not qualified to make decisions, and don't represent a majority of the Trophy Club residents. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next speaker, Jennifer Olson.
Jennifer Olson, 340 Inverness Drive. Good evening, Mayor and council members. I come before you tonight out of politics, not out of politics, but out of our personal ambition, but out of deep disappointment and concern for the future of this town. 2 years ago, I had an opportunity to pursue a more active role in our local government. During that time, Stacy Bauer and I spoke at length, more than 10 hours across several days. In those conversations, I made one thing absolutely clear to her. I would only withdraw my name from consideration if she committed to acting ethically and with integrity. Stacy promised she would. She assured me she would serve this community with transparency and character. I took her at her word. I made a decision based on her trust, not on politics. And now here we are. Last Friday, I sat inside a felony courtroom while Stacy Bauer was detained in a holding cell beneath the court building. I listened as her newly retained attorney, someone who appeared to be unfamiliar with key facts, argue on her behalf before a courtroom full of attorneys, bailiffs, and court personnel. He claimed this entire criminal case was a political stunt. However, all the allegations took place before she even lived in Trophy Club. He accused the mayor of orchestrating it. In fact, his quote was, "The mayor is driving this train." He said local police refused to investigate and that the Roanoke Police Department delayed taking action until a financial settlement was paid in the civil case and a non-disclosure agreement was in place. He even referenced this very meeting, acknowledging a vote of no confidence was going to take place on tonight's agenda. And incredibly, he stated that Stacy is running for re-election. These are all my notes that I wrote on the public statements that her attorney gave in this courtroom. This hearing wasn't political. It was a courtroom dealing with a felony theft indictment. That's not a political theater. It's a legal moral reckoning. And sitting here with my notes in hand, I couldn't help but reflect the promise that Stacy gave to me in this town. Can I get more time to finish or no?
Yes.
Okay.
How much time?
Can I have 2 minutes?
One.
Even before she took office, there were red flags. During the campaign, she pulled me aside right outside the Trophy Club Fire Department, and she asked me to help her set up a burner phone and a fake email address so she could secretly pass along town information. I rejected the offer immediately, and I shared what happened with others, some of whom are sitting in this room right now. My interaction with Stacy Bauer ended on that day. Since being elected, she's been sued twice and now stands criminally charged. On Friday, she accepted deferred adjudication, 10 years of probation, and full restitution. The facts speak for themselves. Stacy, you told me you want to protect your family, but your continued deflection, your refusal to take responsibility, and your decision to remain in this seat are doing quite the opposite. This isn't about punishment, it's about principle. You gave your word, you broke it. And now the most honorable thing you can do for this town, for your family, and for what remains of your credibility is to resign. Stop the charade, stop making your problems, the town of Trophy Club, problems of their own. These are your problems. Please give Trophy Club the ability to move forward.
Thank you.
Next speaker, Danny Mayer.
Hold on, Council. I'll be right with you. Danny Mayer, 2201 Prestwick Avenue here in Trophy Club. Tonight's vote is not merely procedural. Thank you for having me tonight, Council. It's a decision about character and truth, values essential to public service. It is not political, as Ms. Bauer wants you to believe. Councilmember Bauer was indicted on felony theft charges. She has publicly denied these allegations, and many here have rightly cited the principle of innocent until proven guilty. That's a fair standard, so let's use it, based on official court documents. I hold here a plea recommendation to the court for the judge's approval, signed by the Denton County District Attorney and Ms. Bauer herself. This agreement was entered to on June the 24th. And here's what she's agreed to. She's agreed to plead guilty to theft. She's agreed to pay a $1,000 fine. She's agreed to serve 10 years deferred adjudication probation. She's agreed to undergo a pre-sentencing investigation and to pay restitution of stolen funds. This is her formal admission of guilt. I'm sure this will shock some here tonight, especially those who have supported her. But now we have the facts. The truth is now documented. Her supporters have been duped. Continued support simply betrays the trust of the residents. Still, after agreeing to this plea, she has continued to deny responsibility and blame others, primarily the mayor, the town staff, and now having private citizens subpoenaed in the waiting room, out in the entry outside, with Wendy Bailey pointing out everybody as they come in to the process server. Her supporters have seriously been duped. Still, after agreeing to this plea, she has continued to deny responsibility and blame others, primarily the mayor and the staff. She is not a victim in this. The town attorney will obviously need to review whether this agreement triggers automatic disqualification from the council. A vote of no confidence will not immediately remove Ms. Bauer from office, but it will send a clear and unified message that this council will not ignore misconduct and that Trophy Club holds itself to a higher standard. This vote is not about one individual's criminal act. It's about restoring public trust and reaffirming the integrity of our local government. Thank you.
Thank you.
By the way, there's copies of this agreement on the back table if anybody wants to pick up a copy.
Thank you. Are there other speakers?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we will open this then to the discussion of the council, and we'll just go through. And Stacy, when you want to speak, please let me know. Anybody want to speak?
I do.
Okay, Dennis.
I have a question for our attorney. It was brought out in deferred adjudication. Our charter 3.04, the last paragraph, if any member is convicted of a felony, is deferred adjudication plea considered a conviction as related to that sentence in their charter?
So ordinarily it would not be, but I'm not aware of the agreement. Do you have?
I understand you haven't seen it, but the word deferred adjudication, that's what was getting to me. I didn't consider, I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah, sure. No, it wouldn't necessarily mean a conviction, but even with a guilty plea, and it may not be a felony, just depending on the way the deal was worked.
Okay, and that has to do with as accepted by the judge, not just because it was presented.
That's right. Well, and I'm assuming if people are being subpoenaed, that it's not a done deal with the deferred.
So that's, all right, I understand that. Then my second question that goes to Tammy. If there is a vacancy, because I would like to see her resign, do we have time in 99 days from now to have the election, the special election on November 4th with the regular election day?
I do not have that information at hand, but I can get back with you on
Okay,
that.
thank you. That's it, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Jeff, you want to say anything?
Well, in light of this new information and the fact that we don't know what the status of this is, I recommend we table this till the next meeting and we find the information.
Okay, thank you. Steve, you want to say something?
I do. So there's been a lot of discussion over many, many meetings about this, and this issue has gone back 2 years. This isn't a new issue. As somebody brought up, this civil case has been going on. It's now a criminal case. Been going on a long time. We've had a lot of talk about this. What I want to focus on is something that was brought up today by one of our citizens. If we are focusing on due process, whatever happened to a person's day in court, so to speak, folks, we are focusing on the wrong thing. I agree 100% with Mr. Kelly. He said, let's talk about facts. All right, let's do that. The fact of the matter is Stacy is not acting as she was sworn to do, as we all were sworn to do. Somebody mentioned all the meetings she's missed. She's missed May 27th meeting, June 4th called meeting, June 23rd called meeting. She was late to the last meeting. She was late to the Friday meeting. Now we know why. She's not at this meeting. She wasn't at the 4th of July Day parade. That's our biggest event. She is not acting in good faith as a council member. I find it interesting, because I wrote it down here, I was going to say this anyway, but we had officers stand up here today and take an oath. And part of that oath says, and we all took it as council members, I, Steve Flynn, for example, do solemnly swear and affirm that I will fully execute the duties of the office of town council. Fully execute the duties. Folks, in my view, that's not happening. And the vote of no confidence today is whether we as a council think that will change between now and the end of her term in May. I don't see it. So I'm going to support the vote of no confidence.
Other comments? Riley?
Yeah, I'll start by making a quick comment as it relates to the reason we're having this agenda item tonight. It was mentioned that it was political. I was first made aware of concerns from people in the public in Trophy Club in October of 2022, which was shortly after Ms. Bauer was named to our Parks Board. This was certainly before Jeanette was ever considering to run for mayor, because that was a surprise candidacy in January of 23, as we all remember very clearly. So I don't believe that's a motivating factor. At that time, obviously, I heard people that came to me. I was on planning and zoning, but have been involved in leadership for many years here. And multiple people approached me. None of them are in this room. None of them are keyboard warriors. None of them have ever served on a board. None of them have ever run for office. They're just people that live here. And it wasn't a lot, but it was enough, because when you hear from people, and they said, there's this thing, there's this concern, and obviously we all understand what was alleged at the time, and I've said from day one to anyone who brought it up, due process, due process, due process. We don't need to raise the volume on this. We need to let this happen. This really doesn't have anything to do with the operations of the town. At this point, it's a civil matter, whatever the case may be. And that brings us to why we're doing this now. We're not doing this now because of politics. We're doing this now because there's been a felony indictment and arrest, and we have a criminal case pending now. And the rules have been stated. Everyone seems to understand the rules of what does or doesn't disqualify someone to serve in office. So that doesn't change. But here we handle the business of the town. This is what we do. We don't talk about personal legal matters. We don't talk about anything other than what's going on for specifically the town of Trophy Club. But the emergence of the criminal charges and the fact that Stacy has remained in office throughout this has forced our hand to now talk about this. And I would certainly rather not be, but here we are. And so I think we owe it to the residents to address it, say what we need to say, and in the interest of moving forward, continuing with the business of the town. We need to establish a very clear separation between the operations of the town of Trophy Club and this legal situation. And as a result, I believe very firmly that it is in the best interest of the town for Stacy to resign her position so that our residents, our volunteers, and our staff will no longer be negatively impacted by this criminal case. It's time for the town to move on.
Gary?
Yes, ma'am. So as a veteran, one of the greatest things I get to see up here tonight is all of you expressing your constitutional rights, which is just the greatest thing ever, that we all have a voice. In regards to, what's going on, I'm the new guy up here. The one thing is, my opinion on this the whole time is that we do have due process, right? We have a court system, right? Jury of our peers. I think the best thing would be for Councilmember Bauer to resign, prove her innocence, as she has declared, and then come back and fight another day, and then let the citizens make a choice of whether they want to run the council or not again. For me, I think it is also in the best interest for the council and the town and the citizens of this town to resign, go fight that battle, and then we'll see you next year. For me, it's going to be a vote of no confidence.
Jeff, did you want to say anything else? Okay.
I've already said that. I have not seen any of this new information.
Okay.
And before I am willing to make a decision, I come down on innocent until proven guilty. If there is some other arrangement that's been made, I would like to see it.
Okay. All right, then, I'm going to call for a vote.
You want Stacy to say it?
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, Stacy, thank you. Would you like to say something? No, I'm good. Thank you. Is there a motion, please?
I make a motion that we vote of no confidence on Stacy Bauer.
Is there a second?
Second.
Steve, did you say it?
I did
Steve
say.
seconds. All those in favor, raise your hand. All those opposed? Jeff's opposed, and that means the motion carries. And before we leave, I want to close this whole evening with a message to Trophy Club. In Trophy Club, we are committed to integrity, resilience, and a community spirit. Our dedication to protecting and nurturing Trophy Club ensures it remains a great place to call home. And this vote of no confidence is about integrity and trust. Thank you very much, and
Mayor, don't adjourn, don't adjourn.
We do have an
Executive
We need
session.
to convene into executive session.
oh, that's right.
Item 11.
We get to go to executive session.
State the time,
Lucky
please.
us.
You want to read the
Mayor, can
item?
you state the
Yeah,
time?
please,
Oh,
yeah, please
I'm
go.
sorry. Thank you.
I'm sorry, we will,
Yeah, let's read the item.
Yep, section 551074, personnel matters, to deliberate the employment, evaluation, and/or duties of a public officer or employee, town manager.
thank you. I'm so sorry.
8:38.
Thank you.
They're in there, though. We'll be right back out.
There's my phone.
Thank you for the
What do you mean, thank you?
It's 9:02. We'll come back to the dais so that we can adjourn. Okay? Good night.
Good night, everybody.
I didn't even sit down, Mayor. I knew that's where you were going. Be quick, quick.